Forget.
How you doing?
Oh, shit.
All right. So, what's up, YouTube? I wanted to make this video real quick because this is absolutely appalling, and this is ridiculous. It's a perfect example of corruption, abuse of power, how power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. This is an excessive use of force right here, right? Now, police just run around half-cocked, pulling guns on people whenever they want, and then they just illegally search somebody off-duty. He walks up on this guy with a gun. He's lucky the guy didn't have a gun and defend himself and blow him away, in fear of his life or self-defense. What? Who's to say, like, if I had a gun and somebody walked up on me and had a gun pointed at me, wouldn't I be justified in defending myself? I'm just saying, don't cops use their brain? Why don't anybody ever try just words? This is the problem that we have here. Now you see this, he walks right up. And this guy is in the middle of the street. He's not even pulled over. It wasn't a lawful traffic stop. So let's watch this.
What are you doing to me?
What do you mean, what am I doing?
What are you?
Fucking driver.
Hi, why do you have a gun on me? I'm unarmed.
You off this bike.
I will pull over.
Care.
I'm unarmed.
Take your ID right now.
I'm going to
take your ID out. You move to this bike, I'm gonna dump you.
I'm gonna put
Now, how does he know that guy's a cop? That could be anybody.
my bike down. I'm gonna put it. I'm gonna turn it off, and I'm gonna get off. Okay? Is that all right? Can I take my helmet off?
Get your fucking ID out.
I can't hear you very well, sir.
Get your ID out, please.
I can't hear you very well. Can I turn my vehicle off?
Then I'll take it for
That's
you.
my wallet.
Yep.
I'm not armed.
ID, right?
That's no different than like an armed robbery right there. You hold somebody at gunpoint and then you take their wallet out of their pocket. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, but I've already seeing several crimes committed here. Police are not above the law. They're supposed to be held to a higher standard. They're supposed to be setting an example. They're supposed to be upholding the law and keeping the peace, not pulling guns on people because they're tyrants. And then they hate their life so much that they just feel the need to take their fucking aggression out on people that they're envy, that they envy. And I mean, this is ridiculous.
That's what I'm more worried about.
I'm sorry, you have a gun drawn on me, so I'm a little panicked.
Police.
I couldn't fit the whole video in one short video, so stay tuned for part 2.
How you doing?
Oh, that's my wallet.
Yep.
I'm not armed.
ID, right?
I'm sorry, you have a gun drawn on me, so I'm a little panicked.
Police. That's right. When you're driving, you're going to place people at risk at 100 miles an hour plus on the goddamn road.
May I please turn
On the goddamn road, he says. He even uses the Lord's name in vain. He's not in uniform. I see nothing to identify him as a cop. And he's holding the gun like he's trying to rob the guy. I mean, if a police officer was actually using his firearm in a justified situation, that's not how they would do it. That's not how they would do it at all. And I'm sorry, but is he going to try to say that it's officer safety? That's why he pulled a gun on the guy? Like that? Sorry, this is why the guy didn't file a use of force report.
my vehicle off and take my helmet off.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're good. I got your ID. I'm good now. That's what I wanted.
Forgive me.
I got your ID, I'm good now. No, that's like crack for them, right? You have your ID on you? Give me your ID. Let me see your ID, right? That's like their crack. They need that ID, right? It's like a fucking salesman, trying to get a sale, right? Once they get that ID, it doesn't matter. They can make up whatever lies they want on a police affidavit. They can lie through their teeth. And they can rewrite it, and they can, they can make sure that all their lies are line up perfectly.
Like I said, I get nervous when there's a gun on me. Like I'm not,
and you know what?
I don't want to be
drive
crazy or
like
anything.
that.
Like I want to get off.
It's arrestable offense, reckless driving. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay, it means you.
Yeah, arrestable offense. So is aggravated attempted assault with a deadly weapon.
Can go to jail.
Yes.
And I can impound your bike. You understand that?
Okay.
You got that, right?
Yes.
So you cannot drive like that. Why are we driving like that? Because you put me at risk, you put them.
Now, why are we driving like that? Why are you driving like that? This is the point where their programming, right? Their training kicks in, and the only time a police officer is asking you a question, the only time, is for you to incriminate yourself. That's it, right? And you see how they ask the questions, right? They assume, they just insinuate that you already broke the law and then just ask you a stupid question. So if you just answer the question right away, it's like a bill collector calling you. Just by you answering the phone as the person they're looking for, it's like acknowledgement of a debt. They don't even tell you what the fuck they're calling for first. So they ask stupid questions like this, and if you answer it, then it will be used against you in court. And that's what they'll use to then charge you on their fucking police affidavit that they fucking lie through their teeth when they write.
At risk, everyone. Why? Don't know? No answer?
I'm going to work.
Look at, well, come on, man. Is that how you go to work?
After this police stop, the cop didn't file a use of force report. The biker is going to look into the matter to perhaps sue the cop.
How you doing?
Oh.
And this is where we're at now. And then the cops get mad because they get sued, and then they take their aggression out, and they have these stupid little vigilante justice fucking programs that they do to get back at people that made them look bad, right? Or people that cause them to not get their way. They throw little hissy fits, little temper tantrums because they're like children, right? I'm sorry, but it's a very alarming problem that we have here.
That's my wallet.
Yep.
I'm
With
not
your
armed.
ID, right?
I'm sorry, you have a gun drawn on me, so I'm a
you're
little
right,
I'm a
because
little
I'm the
panicked.
police. That's right. When you're driving, you're going to place people.
I'm the police. I'm allowed to pull a gun on whoever I want without being in uniform, without any proper identification, without anything to even signal that he's initiating a traffic stop, right? Nothing at all. No body cam, right? Of course not a body cam. Hell, if he did have a body cam on, he'd probably be covering it up. That's what they do.
People at risk at 100 miles an hour plus on the goddamn road.
May I please turn?
Now, how did he know he's going 100 miles an hour plus? That's a good question, right? Does he have like a radar gun in his back pocket?
My vehicle off and take my helmet off.
Absolutely.
Thanks. I'm gonna.
Yeah, you're good. I got your ID. I'm good now. That's what I wanted.
Forgive me. Like I said, I get nervous when there's a gun on me. Like I'm not.
And you know what?
I don't want to be
drive
crazy or
like
anything.
that.
Like I want to get off.
It's arrestable offense, reckless driving. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay, it means you can go to jail.
Do you understand that? You can go to jail. Do you understand that? And that's what they'll use against you to say, well, you were aware of your actions. You admitted that you were aware of that your actions were, arrestable, violated an arrestable offense. So you admitted to committing an arrestable offense and putting people in danger, which then justifies the cop for pulling his gun on you and doing what he did, right? They just call it officer safety. Because they'll say, well, the suspect admitted that he was putting people's lives in danger. So for officer safety and the safety of people around me, I pulled my gun on him, This guy is a fucking tyrant.
Yes.
And I can impound your bike. You understand that?
Okay.
You got that, right?
Yes.
So you cannot drive like that. Why are...
So I can impound your bike. So I'm going to hold this over your head because I'm a fucking bully, right? I'm a tyrant. So I'm going to hold this over your head here, right? And then make you just kiss my fucking feet and lick my boots, right? Just so I can feel better about myself before I go home and beat my wife.
you driving like that? Because you put me at risk, you put them at risk, everyone. Why?
Right, but the cop didn't put anybody at risk by walking up as a civilian in civilian clothes, walking up to somebody without any prior warning at all and just pulling a gun on them in the middle of traffic. That's not putting anybody at risk at all, right?
Don't know? No answer?
I'm going to work.
Okay, well, come on, man. Is that how you go to work?
After this police stop, the cop didn't file a use of force report.
But also, I'm sorry, this makes me sick. Just watching this is making me sick to my stomach. You just have, you have to be fucking kidding me. He's putting everybody's life in danger and my life at risk and your life at risk and everything else. Why does the gun even need to be involved? What is the whatever the word is, exigent circumstances here where this gun needs to be pulled on this guy? What? Why is there a clear and present risk to somebody's, to human life? Where is that at? He's stopped. I get it. Going 100 miles an hour in traffic on a bike is dangerous, but he's not doing that now. He's stopped in the middle of the road. So the threat has been minimized. The threat is not even present anymore. So he's using it for intimidation. Plain and simple. Let's call it what it is. Now, as a civilian, if you pull your gun on somebody, you better be prepared to pull the trigger, because if you don't, you broke the law. You're not allowed to intimidate somebody with a firearm. That's against the law. It's a felony, as a matter of fact. So I think the cops need to get brushed up on the laws. And there needs to be accountability. There needs to be more transparency, and there needs to be a constant, like a baby. They need a babysitter, right? They need somebody on them 24/7, pointing out every fucking time they push too far, every time they break the law, The only time they should have any kind of qualified immunity or officer safety is after the fact. If they need to look at the situation after the fact and say, okay, well, he did this. Was he justified? And then, let's make them guilty before, and they'd have to prove themselves innocent. If they're going to break the law first and then ask questions later, well, let's just find them guilty first and go from there. Because they're setting the example. What do they expect when people do this? They're just following the cops' lead. The cops do it. So how is anybody supposed to look up to these? They're supposed to be, heroes, right? They're supposed to serve the public. They're supposed to be somebody that's supposed to, our youth is supposed to admire them, and look up to them like they're heroes, not fucking villains. So, go back to the drawing board, cops. You need to take your fucking emotions out of it. You all need to take active anger management classes in therapy, like mandatory. Especially if you're going to carry a gun around. You should be evaluated thoroughly, meticulously evaluated, to see if you are mentally stable enough and have the general awareness and common sense in a high stress situation to make the right decision, Because 9 times out of 10, I see them making the wrong decision, and then too many times, somebody loses their life. And it's not because of the suspect or the person that the police were trying to interact with. It's because the police pulled their guns and the police escalated the situation. There's a reason that they came out with the whole de-escalation training thing, But it's funny, you don't see it. All you see after the de-escalation training thing came out, all you see are more and more cops escalating the situation. It's plain and simple. It's right here. It's not like they're just here and there, hit or miss. They're everywhere. You You could watch these videos online for days and never watch them all, never get to the end of them. And as fast as you could watch the videos, they're creating more videos because of their actions faster than you can keep up with them. So people need to be aware of this, right? And police need to look at this as a case study, like a learning experiment, a learning situation where, hypothetically, imagine that this guy had, protection, and he was carrying a pistol, and somebody walked up on him, pulled their gun without any identification like that. And that guy just decided to ask, shoot first, ask questions later, and he would have got off on it for, defending himself from a deadly threat. From my perspective, I would say he would have been justified. Who knows who that guy is? Somebody comes up and pulls a gun on you. Okay, if it's not a cop and somebody else comes up and pulls a gun on you, are you justified in shooting them? Yeah, right? Why wouldn't you be? So why wouldn't you be if it's a cop? I mean, it's real plain and simple. It's like black and white here. Let's not ignore these things. Let's talk about them, have the conversation, and bring more and more people into the conversation, because I think a lot of people just don't even realize, they don't even think about these situations. They don't think about all this. All they think about is they're our heroes. They need to go home to their wife and kids at the end of the day, so we need to give them all the power that they can handle. You back the blue until it happens to you. So be good or be good at it. Peace.